is going on, everyone? Kevin here for Channel Manalik, bringing you an 8-4 Theros Draft. I have not been doing too many Theros Drafts. If you follow my channel, you'll see there's only one of them up. I've done a couple other ones I haven't recorded, but not a ton. Been kind of busy, and been messing around with Standard a little bit. So, yeah, figure we'll jump right in, make a video here. Hopefully it goes fairly well. Looks like it's about to fire off. So, yeah, hopefully everything goes pretty well. Looking forward to going to the Life is Beautiful festival this weekend. It's a music festival in Las Vegas, so should be a good time. Pretty big fan of music. And I think Biden to Thassa is pretty much going to be the pick here. Obviously the Horizon Chimera is pretty good. The Ordeal's alright. The Naiad's pretty good. Or Naiad. I've seen the Staunch Hearted Warrior be good, and Last Whip's good, Sealock's fine. Nothing too super amazing in this pack, but Biden to Thassa. Let me pull up a preview pane here. But yeah, Biden to Thassa it is. Okie dokie. Let's see what we got going here. Got a Sealock monster, which, yeah, it's okay. I don't know if it's that amazing. Nothing super strong. The Mnemonic Wall is probably pretty good, but nothing super strong in this pack. I mean, Anthusa is probably the best card. I mean, it's 4/5 for 5, and it has heroic upside. It's between that and probably a Vaporkin, in my opinion. And I mean, Vaporkin actually works pretty good with Biden to Thassa. But I think Anthusa has a better upside, so I'm going to try to stay a little bit more open and go that way. Here we have an interesting pick. The Titan is okay, I think. Nothing super amazing. If it came to me late and I was already playing red, I would probably play it, but it's not enough to make me want to go into red. The Shipwreck Singer is really strong. Obviously you have to be blue-black for it to be good, but it's very, very good. Omen Speaker's okay, and then the Wingseed Rider, which is just very, very good. So you have very, very good and very, very good. Between those two, just in general, I think it's probably close. I mean, this puts us into a third color, which is kind of a problem. Of course, we also already have a double blue and a double green, and if we go with the Wingseed Rider, then we have a double white as well. So this is kind of a tough call. I would say it's between those two cards for me, though. And I think the Wingseed Rider is good enough. I'm going to pick it up here. Hopefully some other ones come our way. Alright, here's some pretty good stuff as well. I think Nessian Asp is just super good. The Hopeful Eidolon is also very, very, very good. And Griptide, of course, is also pretty darn strong. So we're looking in between three colors, and there's three very strong cards. And frankly, I'm not entirely sure what the best choice is. I would say black doesn't look super open, although, and the Lampad's fine, and so is the Return Phalanx and blue-black. Griptide is pretty strong, but I really like the Nessian Asp. I think I'm going to take the Asp here. I don't know that I love blue-green, but that could be wrong. Maybe the better choice there is just Griptide, but we'll see, I suppose. Alright. Sideboard card, another sideboard card. I think the Ill-Tempered Cyclops is actually pretty strong, but I don't really want to jump into red, I don't think, and I don't think it's so strong that you have to do that. The Unicorn is okay. But I would say it's probably between these three cards. And I think the Fortune Hunter might be the pick. It's a pretty good early drop, and it has the ability to do stuff. Here, the Burnished Heart is alright. It might be my choice since I have, no matter what colors I play, I'm going to have some double color. There's also the Traveler's Amulet, which is okay, but I think this guy's probably just better than the Traveler's Amulet. And that could be wrong also. The Hippocamp is fine, but not going to be what I take. So I'll try the Burnished Heart here. Alright, in a blue-green deck, Agent Horizons is really good. So I think that's what we're going to do. 3-2 unblockable, also works super good with the Bident of Thassa, so I'd also be okay with a Fate Foretold, and even the Observant All-Seed is pretty good, but Agent of Horizons it is. So it looks like the Wingsteed Rider is probably not going to get played, but I thought the upside on that pick was enough that if we saw another couple Wingsteed Riders, I did a draft the other day where I think I was past a Wingsteed Rider 3 picks in a row, so not that I expect that to happen, but if you don't take the first one, you're probably not going to get all 3. So, nice blocker in a 3/7. Nothing really else here but a Savage Surge, and that works for me. Sealock Monster, excuse me, Sealock Monster came back, and I think I'm just going to take Nylea's Disciple anyway. I think it's a better card. Don't really want to play any of these cards. I guess Thassa's Bounty is okay, or we can take a Gainsay for the sideboard. I guess one Thassa's Bounty might be okay, so probably won't make the deck, but we will pick it up just in case. Alrighty, so here's a whole bunch of cards and colors we are not playing. And the best of them is probably the Scholar of Athros, maybe the Dragon Mantle. Alright, here we'll take the Artisan Sorrow. It's pretty good for the sideboard. Benthic Giant in case I have to play it, which I don't anticipate, but could happen. Alright, so here we are in a pretty unexciting Pack 2. Whip of Erebos is obviously game-breaking. And we don't have a ton of blue cards, but I don't think I want to just jump into black for the Bident, or the Whip I mean. I think the Bident is pretty good, and the Fortune Hunter is alright. I mean, we're pretty weak on blue, but we should pick up some this pack, probably. I think this pack is just the Voyaging Satyr, though. It's pretty strong in a blue deck, or a green deck, and Voyage's End's good, but since we're not sure about blue, I think I'd rather pick up the Voyaging Satyr. Alright, well, this isn't a great pack for us either. We got an Mnemonic Wall, which is okay with the instants and sorceries we don't really have. And I guess really it's probably just Nemesis of Mortals. We know we're green, and while hopefully there's not that many creatures in our graveyard, it's okay. Again, a Shipwreck Singer would be pretty good, but I haven't seen a ton of good blue or black, really, other than the Whip, which we opened, so that doesn't really count. And yeah, Crackling Triton is not going to do it. I'll take the Nemesis here. Ugh. This guy's super good. Super good. So you again get the question of, is it worth switching to red to play that, since we probably don't really care about playing either of these cards, or just sticking with green, because green's pretty strong, and we could just play a couple blue cards. I think I don't want to switch to red right now, and because of that, I think I'm just going to take another Voyaging Satyr and hopefully power out some stuff. I do like the Nylea's Disciple just fine, and the Vulpine Goliath. Maybe something will come back to us, but wow. Alright, well, that's all fine, but there is a Triton Tactics. Obviously not as strong as either of these cards, but ton of black in this pack. Geez, just about every card is black. I wouldn't mind the Vulpine Goliath either, but Triton Tactics is good. We just need to pick up some creatures, some more green creatures to make it better. Alright, this one's okay. It's between the Prescient Chimera and the Vulpine Goliath, and even though we already have a couple 5-drops, I think the Chimera is just better. We don't have a ton of instants or sorceries, and we're not that heavy in blue. Actually, maybe I just talked myself out of it. I think the Chimera probably is a better card, but we're so green right now that we're probably not going to be playing a ton of blue, so I'm going to take the Goliath here. That could be wrong, but it is what it is. Alright, well, clearly no one's playing black. So I guess if we would have taken that whip, we probably would have some pretty sick black cards. But we didn't, and we don't. So out of these cards, I guess it's Shredding Winds for the sideboard. Yeah, and I guess it's a Commune with the Gods. Prowler's Helm might be okay with a lot of our big creatures, but the thing is, our big creatures should be good enough to go over the top anyway. So, yeah, I must say, not quite going as well as I had hoped. Our green cards are okay, but not amazing. This is a pretty good sideboard card, but I think we're going to need some stuff to win the game. I don't want to play too many 6 and 7 drops, but we do have two Voyaging Satyrs and a Burnished Heart, so we'll pick it up. I think the question is, do we want to play a second Burnished Heart, or do we want to play the big blocky Centaurs? We already have a lot of very expensive cards, so I guess we will take the Burnished Heart. I don't know that I love that card, but we're going to play probably 2 of them, so unless we pick up enough good stuff, we may find out. Again, good green cards. I don't really want to play 3 of those. Yep. So things are not going particularly well for Team Us. I don't believe. That's my professional opinion. But we're gonna have a deck that might actually get played. Probably will, actually. This picture makes it look like this guy flies. I know it's a horsefish, and a horsefish has no reason to be able to fly, but it looks like it's flying. I mean, it looks like it flies. That's all I'm trying to say. Hope everyone's enjoying the draft format and the new standard. I think the new standard's pretty good, actually. There's quite a few different decks and quite a few different variations of decks. A lot of Devotion, red-green ramp type stuff. Pretty cool stuff. I played a little bit with the blue Devotion deck, but I think I'm going to go back to playing some blue-white control or Esper control. That's more my kind of constructed deck. I think I'll probably record some of that, although I don't know how exciting it is to watch someone play like blue-white or Esper and dailies and things like that, but I may do it anyway, and if it's not exciting, I'll find out, because no one will want to play them or watch them. Alrighty, well, again, getting punished for not taking the black card in the whip last pack, because this guy is just nuts. But, again, not switching to black now, especially double black. Not only that, there's no good cards for us in here anyway. I think this is okay, and so is this, but I'll probably take the Feral Invocation. I mean, it's that or like a Prescient Chimera. I already have a ton of 5-drops. I think I'd rather have the Trick for some of my smaller guys. I got the 2 Voyaging Satyrs and a couple Burnished Hearts, so I have ways to ramp. Maybe I want the Chimera. The Chimera can win a game by itself. Sometimes. Yeah, I think I am going to take the Chimera. Alright, so good rares in all the colors except ours. Which means I probably screwed up somewhere. But there are some good cards in this pack. We got a removal spell, which this deck probably greatly needs, since we have no removal cards. There's also Nylea's Emissary, which is very good, and the Nimbus Naiad, which is also very good. I probably need the Time to Feed more than anything, because I have no removal. And with that being said, I think I'm going to take this anyway. That might be too greedy, but I don't think I'm going to see another one of these. I might see another Time to Feed. Been kind of a lot of green going around. The Naiad's also really good, but I'm going to take the Emissary here. Alright, so another tough pick. One of the best commons in the set, in my opinion, possibly the best. The 5 body just blocks so much stuff, and the monstrosity is silly. I mean, monstrosity of 4, so it becomes an 8/9. That's just silly good. The other possibility is Voyage's End, which is, again, really good and probably important for this deck, or another Voyaging Satyr, but this might be the appropriate pick. The Voyage's End might be the right pick. In fact, I think I have to take the Voyage's End. I love the Nessie and Asp, but we do have some big guys already, and even though these aren't 8/9s, with Reach, this might be strong enough that I just have to have this effect. I think I have to have some sort of type of removal, so that's what we're going to do. I don't know about that. I could be wrong. But it feels like taking the second Asp would be greedy there when I probably have to have some sort of removal. Maybe it's better just to say, well, screw it, we're not going to have any tempo removal, but another Agent Horizons is pretty good here. Very happy to pick up a Leaf Crown Dryad. I'm not missing anything else, am I? No. This is obviously very good, but apparently no one's playing red. Alright, well, couple picks here, actually. Not another Fade into Antiquity. We got one, that's fine. It's another Agent Horizons, which is pretty good, and the Karamitra's Acolyte, which is actually really good in this deck. We probably have a lot of green devotion, so this would probably just power out our entire hand. At the same time, 3/2 unblockable wins the game pretty quick, and having 3/2 unblockable guys is probably pretty good. I'm not sure what the right pick is here. I think I'm going to take the Acolyte. We do have quite a few 4-drops. Maybe we don't have to play a couple of these Burnished Hearts. Maybe we'll just play one of them. No, I'm going to take the unblockable guy. That could be wrong again. Lots of could be wrongs. Centaur Battlemaster. How many ways do I have to target this guy? Triton Tactics, Leaf Crown, Savage Surge, Nylea's Emissary, and that's about it. So, a few ways. This guy is just flat out unbeatable if you don't have removal for him and you can put some stuff on him. I think I'm going to take it because of the upside. If it wasn't for that, I'd take the Omen Speaker, but let's go big. We're already going big in this deck, so let's keep going big. I think here I'm going to take the Warrior's Lesson. I want to try this card. Traveler's Amulet. I might maybe play, probably not. I'm going to take the Guardians here. I shouldn't need the Guardians, but if we're up against something super aggressive, my deck is really made to kind of ramp. I mean, basically, I have basically a green devotion deck, so maybe that Karamitra's Acolyte would have been better than what I took, but the third Agent of Horizons, maybe the third Agent of Horizons is just replaceable. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that. In fact, now that I think about it, that probably was the wrong choice. I probably should have taken the Acolyte, especially I have so many green cards, especially by the end of this draft, that if I have the Acolyte and it stays alive, I can cast anything on turn 5, I guess, but by then I can probably cast most of my stuff anyway, so, especially if I play these Burnished Hearts. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that Karamitra's Acolyte pick. I'm also not sure about this Prescient Chimera because we have so much green right now, we may not even need it, but let's see how it goes. There's a couple things I may not play, like Communion with Gods. May not play, but anyway, I'm going to work on building this deck, and I'll come back in a minute. Alright, welcome back. This is the way I've built this deck. 18 lands, because even though we have a couple Voyaging Satyrs, and I'm going to play one Burnished Heart, we have tons of 5 and 6 drops. I do have a lot of 3 drops also, but we definitely don't want to lose because we can't, you know, play our guys. So I'd rather play 18 lands here. Very heavily green, obviously, but we do need 2 blue for the Bident, so I am playing 11-7. And the cards I decided not to play were the Breaching Hippocamp, the Prescient Chimera, one of the Vulpine Goliaths, I'm still playing 2 of them, and the Artisan's Sorrow, and the Commune with the Gods. And the reason for that is because basically the last card I cut was the Prescient Chimera, and the reason I did that is because I have only 4 instants. And I mean, it's still pretty good. I might sideboard it in, but at 5 drop, my other guys are a lot beefier. So if I need to bring it in or Shredding Winds, I'll do that. But I don't think it's actually that amazing in this deck, so that's fine. I almost cut the Triton Fortune Hunter. Again, I only have 4 ways instant sorceries, but I also have a Leaf Crown, Dryad, and Nylea's Emissary. So it has 6 ways to trigger. Plus, I just kind of want the 2 drop, or the 3 drop, excuse me. And I like it better than like a Satyr Piper or something. I'm going to play 1 Burnished Heart also in case I get screwed on lands, maybe running 18 lands in a Burnished Heart. Maybe I don't need to do that, but it's what I'm going to do anyway. Again, with the Voyaging Satyr, maybe 18 lands is overkill, but if I was going to add something, it'd probably be the Chimera. But let's see how it goes. Commune of the Gods is probably pretty good too, but yeah. I think, we're pretty strong in the early game, and we have pretty good ramp, so maybe this deck will get there. It's basically mono green, almost, with the Bident. It passed a ton of good black cards, including a Whip and the Assassin guy. So we'll go to round 1 and see how it goes.